I got really into this clothesline project for our human growth and development class this semester, and I used vertical clotheslines I've seen in big cities as inspiration for the project. So for this, the installation really does matter. When I show this work, I'd like it always to be in this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 manner, and I do like the zigzag of the clothesline versus individual lines. The beginning of the clothesline is at the very upper left-hand corner. This is a piece I would think represents being an infant or a baby. And in this piece, I would think that the child had very little to actually do with the art, but parents or another grown-up was assisting. In contrast, the second piece would be created entirely by the child and would be indicative of things made in toddlerhood. You can see the scribbles and then the adherence of something that kind of belongs, but maybe not necessarily so. The third piece, you'll see scribbles are emerging into letters. And I included this one maybe a little earlier than some folks because I learned how to read quite early. I was only about 3.5 or 4 years old. And I still remember kind of breaking the code when all of a sudden those letters started to make sense. And so I'm trying to show that developmental milestone in this piece. This next piece I'm showing is a collage. It's the only collage in the project. And it's showing me, the only one that's going to show me, along with my little sister. I'm the one with the brown hair. She's got the blonde hair. And you can see the way I'm looking at her. She is one of my favorite people on the planet and always has been. And during childhood, I was very much a caretaker to her. This next piece is representing soccer, and soccer was really big for me, both in childhood and through adolescence. And some of the skills and methods that I learned on the field, I think I still take with me today. My work ethic, how I approach art is very much based on my athletic endeavors. This next line I'll be looking at has to do a lot more with junior high school and high school. So in this piece, I'm starting to think about like late elementary school, early middle school, where you're starting to really be interested in how abstract shapes might start becoming things. And then I'm taking that to an even farther level here. Actually, this was my very first pet I ever had, Seamus the fish, very beautiful betta fish. And so that again is representing that developmental milestone where I was seen as old enough to take care of a pet, and this was the first pet in my family. These two pieces are scratch board. Just going to show them together real quick and then focus on this one. You'll see they're very different. This one is a lot tighter. I'm following an actual design. I work with 3rd and 4th graders right now, and we often do these types of scratch boards together. I think it really shows like that age of child from say like 4th through 6th grade seems to really appreciate doing these, making kind of posters for their rooms. And everyone has a bit of an individual take, but there's still very much that similarity between all of the finished projects. For me, this is showing how things are literally rolling along smoothly for me in middle school, and then boom, things really start to fall apart for me in my adolescence. The piece I showed earlier is actually above, and that matters for the installation here. I'm going to do a quick camera change. But having the soccer field above this one really matters because in high school I end up tearing my ACL, and that impacts not only sports but the support systems that I had, and my adolescence is really uprooted and I'm kind of thrown into turmoil. So this piece is representing that. I'm kind of taking these the wildness that I'm finding here in adolescence and trying to smooth out some of these edges, and I'm having a fine time in my late adolescence, my young 20s in this piece, and that's on Grateful Dead tour. I'm a fire juggler. I'm traveling around the country meeting really cool people, and then I'm taking that kind of, again, that turmoil is starting to become really formalized, and I'm learning how to reconstruct myself, and this is in art school, in a very formal manner. And so that's supposed to be representing, for me, I don't start school till I'm in my 20s. I'm about 22 years old when I start school. I go to undergrad for 5 years, take a little break, then I go to art school, then I get my MFA. And so this is kind of wrapping all of that up, that formal elements of art school in one piece. This piece is kind of after art school. So this side is kind of things are moving smoothly, and then boom, the other side happens. And so after my academic pursuits are over, I end up moving back home to Madison, Wisconsin, and things are going pretty well, but both of my parents end up passing away, and then I fall into a really difficult mental space for a couple of years. And so this piece is really trying to represent that. This next piece down here is kind of me trying to find myself again after that difficult time. So I'm trying to put things into motion, trying to actually move again after being very stagnant for some time, and then propelling myself again towards future movement. This piece is that accomplished, and here would actually be a landscape of me where I'm out to dinner with my girlfriend, so it's showing a representational image, and it's supposed to be capturing that moment in time where I now am in a solid relationship, quite happy, and things are much different than they were just a couple of images ago. And then the image that I'm landing on down here would be me flicking paint, and I'm trying to move it towards the future. The difference between this and the other art-based ones is now I'm trying to move towards being an art therapist. And so I'm hoping to utilize the skills I've learned with art and the skills I've learned with my own mental wellness to take that to assist other people. And so, again, this propulsion towards the future is in this piece, and the impetus towards becoming an art therapist. So thank you so much for checking out my Clothesline project. I really enjoyed working on this piece, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone else's.